Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel KMWNS Show. Yeah, so I was away from YouTube and you guys couldn't drop comments on my previous videos that why am I not on YouTube? Well, it was due to fasting. It's a lot stressful talking while fasting, so that's why I just put everything aside. But now I'm back with a lot of wellness and lifestyle ideas, and then a lot of videos will be coming out. Trust me, guys. Yeah, so today's YouTube video is more of a story. Yeah, it's more of storytelling. So it's about my first sexual education. Yes, it happened when I was in GSS 3, that was junior secondary school 3. Yeah, so my first sexual education is not from my parents, it's actually from a male youth corps member. Then, so I went to his public secondary school then, so it was kind of our first time seeing that youth corps member in our school. Or for the first time I'm seeing a youth corps member in my school then. So everyone was calm, quiet as the youth corps member entered into our classroom. So everyone was eager to listen to what he's about to say. And then lo and behold, he was about to educate us on sexual. He was about to give us sexual education. Yeah, so everyone was now calm. All these things with young guys and girls. Yeah, they are always eager to listen to something like sex and all of it. So he started from the female part. Talked about the menstrual period. Talked about the women having menstrual period, the time whereby the ova is being shed and then there is shed of blood in their vagina. And then he also talked about the women having about 4 periods: the menstrual period, free period, dry period, ovulation period. So the dry period comes after the free period, and then the free period is the period whereby he said the ladies can have sex and they are much more safer during that time of not getting pregnant, because it's immediately after the menstruation, and then that's about 3 to 4 days after the menstruation, and then there is no egg that is going to be fertilized if they have sex at that particular time, which is actually true. Yeah, so it's actually true. Though then there's nothing for us to confirm, but we are being taught then. So but now I could confirm it for you guys that it's actually true. So free period, then the wet period and dry period. So he linked the dry period with he linked it with us, like to men also. So after the menstrual period we have the free period, we have the dry period, then the wet period. So he said for guys that want to have male child as their first child, so he talked about the men having XY chromosome. A male child is consisting of XY chromosome, and a female child is consisting of XX chromosome. So when a man produces sperm or releases sperm, the sperm is divided into X sperm and Y sperm. So we have Y sperm, we have the X sperm, and then the dry period, the Y sperm are always they are always more of granules. They are that you see them like granules. Why the X sperm, they are always like the liquid part of the sperm, of the whole sperm. So when a man ejaculates, when he ejaculates, we have the X sperm and the Y sperm. The Y sperm, they tend to be slowed down during the dry period, but the liquid part of the sperm, the X chromosome, the X sperm, they tend to move very fast during the dry period. But when it comes to the wet period, the Y chromosome, the Y sperm, they tend to move fast, because for instance now, when we have a pool of water, probably in a bucket, and then you now pour something that has granule and then liquid, you pour it in it, you pour both contents inside the water, you will see that this thing would go down more, the granules will go down more compared to the liquid part of the content. So in turn, he explained that during the wet period, the Y chromosome, which is the male sperm, tends to, to move faster, and then it gets to fertilize the ova. It tends to fertilize the ova, and then, when a woman's ova would always be XX, because a normal woman is XX chromosome made. So the ova will always be XX. When the XX splits to two, it will always be XX, compared to men that can have an X sperm and Y sperm. So when the Y sperm tends to be the one that moves faster and fertilizes the ova, it tends to, form a male child. So those are the scenarios he gave then about having a male child. And he also talked about food, that men can, take for them to have much of the Y chromosome being produced. Yes, like much of the Y chromosome being produced. So he talked about foods like pounded yam and cocoyam. Then he was linking it to, olden days when our forefathers used to have male child. If they want to have male child, they tend to eat much of those heavy food, though there are anecdotal beliefs, there is no much evidence about them, and then truly there's no much evidence, but at least it forms the basis of my sexual knowledge. And then trust me, if you are a parent, if you are someone that you are just interested in sexual education, you can just teach all these young lads about sex education. So yeah, so that is that about today's story. Though, yeah, lest I forget, he also mentioned how the weather and then how the environment contributes to woman moodness and then or being horny. So he mentioned that when the environment is very cold, like for instance, I could remember he said that we should be careful of our wife or partner working in an office, that they will be on AC 24/7, that so that they will not take advantage of our partner, because then when everywhere is cold, they tend to be more horny and then moody. So he mentioned that. He also talked about how elastic the female vagina is. He mentioned it the way he was saying it. It was the one that said it too, that the two legs can get inside, head can get inside, that it comes back to its natural state, and that. So those are what he talked about then, and I'm glad I was in that class that day. So yeah, so that's just that about this story. If you want to get more subsequent videos on wellness and lifestyle, on sexual health and the likes, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification, and then like this video. Yeah, I remain your favorite YouTuber. Yeah, bye.